Just cut it already, right? I had to do it, so gotta title up this video. You know what I'm talking about. I decided that I want to do it on dry hair because I can see the see-through part better on dry hair. I'm gonna do a haircut approach as opposed to a big chop approach. To me, a big chop approach is basically cutting like a line of demarcation, but a haircut approach is cutting what needs to be cut in a shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where I want to cut it, and then I'm going to use that length to make sure I cut everything that same length. Just cut it already, right? So it's gonna be longer at the bottom if I cut like that. So I think I'm gonna pull it down and cut. So I'm taking that piece. I'm just gonna cut on an angle like this. You know what I think I need to do? I think I should blow dry my hair just to make sure it's even. I just commented under your comment that you left on my Should I Big Chop video, and Alexis Catherine says 2 minutes ago, she says, I definitely understand. I had the same problem like 2 big chops ago, LOL. I decided to stop bothering my hair. I stopped trying out new products, and I just use I think that's Jamaican castor oil and wigs for about 3 months. After I did that, I saw less breakage. But do what makes you happy. It's always a way to repair your hair. And I replied, I literally have the scissors in my hand. LOL. Thanks, Alexis, for commenting on my video. As you can see, I have the scissors in my hand. So what I just did was I blow dried my hair. And I think it was fairly stretched out to begin with, but I just, you know, I'm trying not to be impulsive, and I really am trying to take my time. But I don't know why that comment just made me feel good. Like, it made me feel like I'm not a crazy person. Even though sometimes when you get scissors in your hand and you decide to cut your own hair, which someone else did comment to get it professionally cut. But I think I'll be happy with the results if I do it myself. So anyway, I am just going to go through that first section where I started cutting and just cut there, match everything up and cut on a diagonal. Okay, so here is where I decided to speed things up. You guys kind of get the gist of what I said I was going to do. From that first cut that I did, I'm just matching up the rest of my hair and cutting on a diagonal. This was a pretty good approach. My hair was stretched so I can see those basically see-through ends that needed to go. A lot of my ends had to go, but you will see at the end that I kept some of the quote-unquote damaged hair for the sake of my hair being even. Being even was more important to me than me getting rid of every single I guess, straight piece of hair, I knew at what point my hair was breaking off, so I knew how many inches I had to cut off. So because I knew how many inches I had to cut off, I knew what could stay. And I think just judging by me styling my hair since I did this haircut, I can say that this was a good approach with me cutting it at a certain point, because I didn't have any breakage when I styled my hair after this, which you guys will see in a later video. But here I am just going through and cutting. I was very meticulous about making sure my hair was even. So you'll see me continue to use a brush to stretch my hair and to make sure it's even with the last piece that I cut. And here it looks like I'm just cutting maybe, an inch to an inch and a half. But overall, by the end of this, I cut probably about 3, if not 4 inches of hair all around my head, and I was going for the even all around. You can see the big difference here from one side to the other, but at the end, like I said, it would be even more than that. I tried not to just pull one section and cut. That is where I see a lot of people make their mistakes, where they just pull and cut, but making sure your hair is even up with the last piece you cut is going to be how you get a even haircut in general, and how you can get an even big chop when you're like me and you don't have that line of demarcation. So at the top, I was trying to see if I wanted to continue cutting at an angle, if I wanted to pull it straight up. So what I end up doing is just going at an angle on the side and kind of making my way to up top, at the top where I pull my hair straight up. Just think about like if I was to try to create like a domed afro, this is how I would do it with my hair being the same length all around, and that's pretty much what I got at the end. It's somewhat of a dome afro, but as you can see in the front, I didn't cut all of the straight hair off. In the front, I did not cut all of the straight hair off, but I cut it so that it's even with the rest of the hair. And because I knew a lot in the front had to go, and I had to match up everything up with like the middle and everything, so I just kept cutting. I cut a lot. I cut a lot at the top. I cut healthy hair as well as damaged hair for it to be even. But I mean, you've seen one big chop video, you've seen them all. Pull your hair and you cut. This what I just want to keep reiterating is to cut your hair as evenly as you can if you're doing it yourself. If you constantly just use the last piece you cut and even it with the next piece you're going to cut, and you're doing it yourself or someone's doing it for you, you're going to get an even cut. You're going to get an even cut. So just keep doing that. And if you pull in it at an angle, make sure it's the same angle each time. I found that like if I held my hair lower on the side or higher up, or like if my angle wasn't the same each time, I realized that my hair wasn't even each time. But once I figured out which angle to cut on and how much to cut, and just to make sure everything was even, this went along pretty well. And another thing, you see that I am cutting in sections. This back section was a little bit tricky, but just pulling my fingers down as far as I can and then lifting it up to cut the ends helped pretty well. But you may see me going over the same section multiple times just because I'm just trying to make sure everything is even. I didn't stay on one section too long, but I did keep matching it up. Like, again, I'm right back in the back of my hair right here. You see I'm cutting it more and more. So yeah, I'm just going to let you guys continue to watch me cut my hair, and you guys wait till the end for the results. Babe, You want to see how much hair I cut? Come see. I'm going to show you the bag first.
It don't seem like a whole lot.
You don't?
I didn't see her.
Taking out the boys' water bottle. No, I didn't. I didn't cut. Well, I'll let you be the judge.
Yeah, it still would be like a bob. That's still bob level.
Yeah.
Not that you should straighten it. Don't ever straighten it.
Right. You know I was about to go there, right?
Don't ever straighten it.
You said don't ever straighten it.
I'm serious.
I got an afro.
That's dope.
But you can't see through it.
Let your hair
Broke
grow
a
back
comb.
healthy.
Right. Oh, it's gonna grow in healthy. It's just if I damage it or not.
You ain't that bad.
Yeah, I didn't have to cut a whole lot.
It didn't look like a whole lot.
To me, it's a lot. This is the result of my haircut. I'm just gonna call it a haircut. Or is it a big chop? But it's giving afro. But this is it stretched out. I did cut it stretched out. So you're just gonna have to stay tuned for my next video to see how it looks wet. Because at this point I do need to wash my hair, but I'm not gonna turn the camera on to record another video. And I pull it in certain sections and it comes out, it comes longer, but I'm telling you, I went over this like a bunch of times to make sure it was even. But it's just an afro, so. But let me show you how much hair I cut as opposed to how much hair I lost. This is all the hair that I cut. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video and for your encouragement. You guys really are my accountability group. You guys are helping me be accountable with my hair health. Front still has some straight parts, but I was going for even. So yeah, but you guys really are my accountability partners, and I appreciate all the comments and encouragement, and I will see y'all in my next video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next one to see how this looks once it gets washed. Bye.